Hello, my name is Kerry from Kerry's Card Creations. Welcome. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that my channel is all about card and paper. But I have another hobby that I spend quite a lot of time, not as much as card and paper, but I do crochet a lot. And I thought I would pop on every now and again and show you some of the things that I've been making and maybe share with you the patterns that I use. So I get most of my patterns off of Etsy. And I have been sharing in my community page some of the things that I've been crocheting. And if you're not interested in it, then that's absolutely fine. I totally understand that. But it is something else that I like to do. And I thought every now and again I'd pop on, do a video and show you the things that I've been making. So I do crochet class. That it's a Wednesday afternoon. And there's 3 of us that sit. And it's just really lovely. We sit and have coffee, cake, and we sit and make things. And generally, I provide them with a pattern and all the wool that they need, and then I make the same as them. We've got a new lady that's joined us, and she's only 5 weeks. No, 4 weeks. It was 4 weeks this Wednesday that she's been learning to crochet now. And she's doing fantastically well. So she's not working on the same pattern yet as what Gina and I are working on, because she's just not quite there, but she is getting there, and very quickly she's doing really, really well. But I just thought that I would pop on and share with you, like I say, some of the things that I've made. So today is my first one. So first off, last week's class, I was a bit behind with my classes. But the first thing I made to finish off my classes was this. So it's called a car hanging. I'm not sure in the UK you'd be allowed to have this in the car, because it's supposed to hang from the rear view mirror, but I'm sure that wouldn't be legal in the UK. But I do think it's ever so pretty, and I'm actually going to hang it in my summer house. I've made mine, the pattern didn't call for this many, but I got a bit carried away and made quite a few. So that was the first thing I made. So that would have been last week's crochet class. And then this week's crochet class was a fish. Gina wanted to make a fish. So that was the fish. And I'd actually made mine in advance. So Gina would be making hers this week. Sandy, who's our new lady, has actually started on the car hanging, because it's not difficult and it gets her used to her tension and stuff. So that's my fish. And just to say, I do only work in acrylic yarn. Because I don't make these things to sell. I make these things because I like to make things. And sometimes I gift them, and sometimes I leave them about in a bag with a little note for people to find as a random act of kindness that are called. So I do that. But I'm not UKCA tested, so I don't make these things to sell. I don't do craft fairs with these things. I do craft fairs with my cards and things, but I don't do craft fairs with my crochet things, because I don't make these toys to sell them. So just to say that, obviously, because if you do make toys and you sell them, you have to be UKCA tested. Right, so that is my fish that Gina's making. And then my daughter is absolutely Alice in Wonderland mad, and I had made her, the Cheshire Cat was the first one I made her, which wasn't a fantastic pattern. In fact, I am convinced now that it was probably an AI pattern. Luckily enough, I managed to make it work so it looks like Cheshire Cat, but it was a bit disappointing. Excuse me. And then the next thing I made her was Alice in Wonderland herself. So I'd made her boxes that went round in a circle, and inside I'd put Alice in Wonderland. It was for her birthday actually, and then I put money in all the boxes and then Alice in Wonderland in the centre. So I'd made her that. And then I made her the white rabbits. That was the last thing I made her out of Alice in Wonderland was the White Rabbit. So he came out really nice. So then she asked me, so I've just finished these projects, and Stacey said, oh, could I make her Mad Hatter? So I went scrolling on Etsy for a pattern that I quite liked, and I made this. So that is my Mad Hatter. I don't mind sewing. I'm not, like I say, I'm not fantastic at crocheting, and there's probably lots of mistakes in there, but I do really enjoy it, and I certainly am not no expert at it, but I don't mind sewing. Sewing does not bother me. So that's my and she does, on the lady that designed this pattern, she has two styles of hair. You can either do this curly hair that he's got, or you can do it where you put the hair on and you brush it out. But I don't have a comb like that to do that sort of hair, so I was quite happy to do the curls. And then I made, it didn't have this on the pattern, but because obviously the Mad Hatter has a card in his hat that says 10 and 6, so I thought that can't be that difficult. So I've just done some rows of 5 crochet, and I've tried to darn, I don't know how well you can see that because obviously it's going to be backward, I think, 10 and 6 on it. So that is all ready for Stacey to collect today. So she's absolutely over the moon that it's finally fit. So I started him. I'm not a super quick crocheter either, I have to say. I've been on and off. It's probably taken me on and off a day. So I started him yesterday at about 10:30, 10 o'clock-ish. And I literally just finished him. Sorry, I've got hay fever, so my nose is so itchy. I suffer with chronic hay fever, so I do apologise. Yeah, so I started him at 10 o'clock yesterday morning. So I've been on and off working on him. And I finished him about an hour ago this morning. So yeah, so she'll be pleased that she's got that now. And then I thought I'd show you the warts and all parts. Sandy, when she came, oh, sorry, my nose is terrible. Sandy she knows how to hold a hook, and she knows, but she couldn't crochet at all. So the first pattern I gave her was to do a chick with you could either do a frog hat or a strawberry hat. And it was just trying to get her used to tension and stitches and stuff like that, because it was quite simple pattern. The only thing is I gave Sandy pattern and wool, and I realised once I'd given Sandy the pattern and wool, I didn't have a pattern to make a sample to show Sandy what it was going to look like. So I didn't use eyes either. After I'd crocheted him and sewn him all up, I thought I didn't put no eyes on it. So I've literally just darned those with black wool, and he's got little wings there, but I don't know how to finish him off. So I don't know how to do, he's supposed to have a beak and some feet, and then he's supposed to have either a strawberry hat or a frog hat, but I've got no pattern to be able to finish him. So that's as far as mine's got. So that's what I've got to show you today. So I'm filming this on Thursday. I might put it out tomorrow because I don't have a video up yet for Friday morning, unless I can get one up tomorrow and get it out. So I might put this up for Friday. It don't know what it wants to do in Somerset today. It's a little, 1 minute it's sunny and the next minute it looks like it's going to chuck it down with rain. But I know that Stacey's on her way with my grandson, and I need to get a order finished for a money wallet. So that's what I'm off to do now. So I hope you have a lovely day, and thank you for listening to me waffle on. And I will, in the description bar, I will link all the patterns that I've used for the things that I've made that I've showed you today. And I'll be back again soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.